Hi guys, I'm Kalila Reynolds and we're back with another episode of Money Moves, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service. I'm really excited about today's topic. Today we're talking about sales, how to increase your sales by making that great pitch. Today we have a sales strategist and trainer, Beverly Thompson. She's CEO of Hugh Lane Strategic Services. Hi Beverly, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you, Kalila?
I am good. So today we want to talk about preparing for your sales pitch. Yes. How do you prepare?
Okay, so what normally happens is that a sales rep sometimes, you know, they've been with a company, they've been selling with a company, they're trying to get into the company to present bigger ideas because they've been selling smaller stuff. And what happens is that people try to get into the C-suite or get into the management team to try and sell higher solutions and to grow their revenues. Or people are trying to make business pitch to investors or entrepreneurs just trying to get into companies. Mm-hmm. Now, in those scenarios, you need to present your idea or present your solutions. What tends to happen sometimes is that we go in and we present our product as we know it, and it is not about our product so much. It is about how our products help the customers or the audience that we're talking to. And so we need to do a few things. We need to prepare. That's the first thing we need to do. In preparing, we need to do our research. 1, research your audience. 2, research what could be the dominant business factors. And 3, what do you understand about their industry? In researching the audience, who could be in that meeting? Is it the decision maker? Is it the operations manager? Is it the customer service person? Who are they? What are they looking for? What solutions are they looking for? What pain points or challenges they have? Because what we're trying to do is really solve those things for those persons. You could have an analytical person in the room, and that person wants to see figures, justifications, and comparisons. If it's a visual person, you really want to see pictures, etc. So understand your audience and what they're looking for. The person who signs off on your solution could be in that room. So if you do not investigate who the persons are, what their interests are, what's important to them, then you could be presenting the wrong thing to the wrong audience, kind of a thing. The next thing that you need to do is really research the dominant factors.
Okay, before we move on to that second thing though, so what I'm hearing from you, if I have a product that I'm trying to sell, it's not about me.
No.
And it's not even necessarily about the product, because the product may have a million great features, but how does that product help that particular client? So these particular great features might not even be relevant to their needs. So figure that out first and pitch that side to them.
Exactly. So you don't have to pitch all features and some of them are not relevant to me.
Exactly.
Okay, right. So the next thing we need to know is the dominant buying factors or the dominant business factors. What's driving that audience or that person to want to have a conversation with you through a presentation? What are the business needs? What is the challenge? What's going on now? What's not going so well? Is it that they have a strategy they want to pursue in 2020 and they are seeking to get some budget line now? What is that? You need to understand those things because it is in that you're going to position your solution and your product to solve that problem. You cannot solve a problem that you don't understand. Like, really, you can't do that. So you have to understand what's important to people from a business level.
True.
Thirdly, and very important, the industry that they operate in.
I always say, seek first to understand, then to be understood.
Yes, and that you're absolutely right. So thirdly, understand the industry, the space that they work in. Because in looking at your solution, a solution for them, you really need to extend and project yourself out of their own environment and overreach into their other parts of, for example, their competition, for example, their customers. What is happening in that space? Because it is something that is happening in the competitive space, in the customer space, in the supplier chain space. Something is happening while they've invited you for a presentation, right? So, and I gave the example about printing. You're selling printers. You really need to research the customer and their fleet of printers. How are they using them now? Are they wasting money? Are they saving money? What are the things they could be looking for that could save them some money? So really and truly, there are 3 things. Research your audience, research the dominant buying factors, research the industry that they're in, because you're going to frame your conversation and your presentation using these things.
But all of this assumes you already have your foot in the door. Sometimes getting your foot in the door is the hardest part. How do you get someone's attention to be able to make that pitch in the first place?
Right, so it's not too far-fetched either, because one of the things, if I, for example, want to get into a company right now, what I would do is identify the relationships I have. Who do I know who, right? Who has what relationship with who has strong relationships with who? How can you get me an introduction to the right person in that space that I want to talk to? Where are they all the time? Are they, I don't know, are they meeting at the cafe shop? Are they a board member at JCC? Are they at PSOJ? Where are they? Because I want a
old boys, old girls.
Old girls, wherever, because people are comfortable sharing when they're relaxed in their natural environment. And I want to get into that space where you are so that I can understand who you are. And we talk serious business over rum and wine. We do that, coffee, we do those things. So, and the digital space has also enabled access to be much easier these days. I have an example.
We met each other through LinkedIn?
We met each other through LinkedIn. So getting to the right person is not so difficult these days. What is important is the information and what you're sharing. So I really can't come to you and say, Kalila, I just want to sell some services or show you how to sell. You wouldn't listen to me. What I ought to say to you, this is your audience, I think, which I did. And these are some of the things that are important to your audience. And I would like to help your audience understand these things. That is of value to you. So you're not interested in my sales training. No, you're interested in helping your audience.
I can tell you, you're an excellent saleswoman. I'm buying everything you're selling right now, Beverly. And this is just the start. This is just preparing for the pitch. So I'm looking forward to next week when you're going to tell us how to actually make that pitch now. Thanks for joining us, Beverly.
It was my pleasure. Good.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Money Moves, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service. Check out their website, eximbankja.com. I'm Kalila Reynolds. See you next week.